Buenos dias. And I want to thank the mayor, I want to thank city council, city manager, and the beautiful city of Glendale for having us here. The Diamondbacks are so proud of Glendale, our association with Glendale, all of our fans in Glendale. What a year it's been. You know, what a week it's been, actually, for me. Elephant in the room, you probably know, it was announced this week. I actually announced it because it started leaking out that I was diagnosed Saturday with prostate cancer. It's okay. I'm going to beat it. It is treatable, and I feel like I got it. I feel like I got it so that I could spread the word and drive awareness. So, gentlemen in this room, go get checked. Believe me, we all need to get tested, so please do. You know, our season began with our new spring training facility, much like the beautiful one you have here in Glendale, and boy, we went off with flying colors at that point. And our new baseball staff, Gonzo, had referred to the changes that we made, and we needed to make those. I made the decision last year to change our general manager and manager. We lost 97 games last year. That's not fun. We lost 90 games the year before that. We wanted a quick turnaround. I didn't expect it to be this quick of a turnaround, but we wanted a turnaround nonetheless, and we brought in Kevin Towers, a very experienced general manager, brought in Kirk Gibson, Gibby, and all he's brought to our team. And we wanted to change the culture immediately there in that clubhouse. We have such a great culture off the field, up in the front office, as you can tell from Gonzo. And really, that is what he is, Senior Director of Lunch. And we're not kidding. I mean, he's my special assistant, but when I need assistance, he's never around. When I need a lunch menu or a ride to lunch, he's right there for me, which is great. And I tease him that he comes in at about 10 o'clock. He starts hovering around our office. We go to lunch, and then he's gone after that, back home. Does have a lot of youth teams to coach. We heard that. He's wonderful, but that's part of our culture. You know, and I want to tell you, you should be proud of the Diamondbacks, not only on the field, but off the field as well. Who we are. We're defined by what we call our circle of success. And when you walk through our hallways, you'll see it proudly displayed. You'll see it in everybody's office. We have little pocket values and reminders of what our circle of success is. And that's our 5 main areas of focus. And it's financial efficiency, it's performance on the field, it's culture in the workplace, it's fan experience, and it's community. And in each of those cases, I feel like we're finally excelling. We were excelling in 4 of those by far the last couple of years, but we were missing with performance on the field, where we put a lot more emphasis these past couple of years. But to touch on all those real quick for you, financial efficiency, we're finally in good shape, knock on wood. We lost $373 million in our first 7 years of existence. We were about to go bankrupt, and MLB was about to close the doors on us. It was very embarrassing. And we turned it around quickly, and now we're to the point where we're trying to break even each and every year. We're not out to make money. If we do make money, it's going to go right back into the product on the field. Just like this year, we made a commitment. We could have broken even this year. We're actually going to lose a little money because at the trade deadline, we wanted to do more. We wanted to improve this team and give us a better chance to win. So we've added more to our payroll. Now, that may pay off in the end if we keep going further in the playoffs, if we make the playoffs. We'll get to that in a minute. But financially, we're doing fine. Looking at community, so proud of what we do in the community. And we actually have our Vice President of Corporate and Community Impact here, Debbie Castaldo. She does a fabulous job. Debbie, stand up, take a bow, because you deserve one. We're a very young company. We've only been around since 1998, as you know, and in that short period of time, we've given over $30 million back to the community. We give more than all of the other local sports teams combined. We're very proud of that, and it's only going to continue to grow. My personal commitment to the community stems from way back when I worked for the Dodgers. I'm not crazy about the Dodgers anymore. I know some of you are because they're right here in your city during spring training. I was often asked, you always talk about the D-backs and Sedona Red and this and that. Who do you hate more? Do you hate the Dodgers, the Giants, the Rockies, or Padres? And I said, hate is such a strong word. All of them. When I was with the Dodgers, Peter O'Malley, who was our owner, we had a workplace campaign, much like we do with United Way now, and I'm actually the chairman of the board for United Way for the next 2 years, and I'm very proud of that as well, and the work that we're doing in the community at a time when we need it the most. But I remember Peter O'Malley coming up to me during spring training, and it was very young in my career. I just started. I wasn't making any bones, and very few bones. And Peter O'Malley, who was the owner, came up to me and said, I just looked at and reviewed the campaign, and you're not participating. And I said, well, with all due respect, Mr. O'Malley, I don't make that much. And without skipping a beat, very serious tone, he said to me, then don't give that much. And I've never forgotten that. And that's really the philosophy that my family carries and that our employees do as well. Give what you can. Give back if you can. We do so much. Not only our Diamonds Back field building program, where we have 30 fields throughout the state of Arizona that are beautiful, like mini Chase Field replicas. We give away our Grand Slam awards, $100,000 plus awards, 3 or 4 of those a year to needy and worthy organizations. We give away grants every year from say $3,000 to $10,000. We give away about 70 to 75 of those away a year. That's only going to continue to grow. And it's because of our association with our fans as well and what they give back to us through our foundation. So I'm very proud of what we do in the community. When you go from there to culture, that's where that's my sweet spot. I love our culture. Culture in the Diamondbacks organization, as I said, was great in the front office, not so great in the clubhouse. That has now changed because of Kirk Gibson, and that was goal number one of his and Kevin Towers, was to change the culture, have a winning attitude down in the clubhouse. Upstairs, we work hard to make sure that everybody feels like family. We don't work in silos. You would love to see the way we work. We really whistle while we work. We play hard, we work hard, and everybody has a blast there. We love wearing the logo. By the way, the reason why I'm not wearing a suit, I used to, the culture at the Dodgers, did I mention I really don't care for the Dodgers? The culture was, and I used to wear a suit in LA, so I came out here and I was wearing a suit, and I'm at a game one day, I'm sitting there in the stands, and a woman walks up to me and she said, "Mr. Hall, can I tell you something?" I said, "Absolutely." She said, "You look ridiculous." I said, I do? And she said, "Yeah, you do." She said, "You're wearing a suit, it's 105 degrees outside. You want us to buy this stuff, but you don't wear it?" And I said, "You're exactly right." So the part of our culture now is to wear our brand, and I went back to the employees and said, "You guys look ridiculous," and we changed. So we do so much for our employees. We created a President's Council, which is now our Employees of the Month, so we have 12 members on our council. In addition to that, 6 of our VPs, so they can interact on a monthly basis and make decisions about culture. That President's Council each year, why it's so competitive to get on it, is because we take a trip each year. And we typically go to LA, we'll go to Disneyland. The reason for that is I'm always telling people, Disneyland is like the mecca of customer service and cleanliness. And I'm always referring to the popcorn. If you're ever at Disneyland, you drop a little popcorn, somebody comes out of nowhere in a little white suit, sweeps it up and they're gone. It's true. And that's what I want at Chase Field. I'm always telling our employees. And so we go there on our bus. We take a custom bus. We have a little, family, or I should say grown-up food and beverage. And we go to Disneyland, and right away I said, "Let's get that popcorn. You watch." And everybody's going, "Enough with the popcorn." I walk in the gate. I drop the popcorn right away. Someone, I said, "There he was. Did you see it? Where'd he go?" But, so we take care of our employees, and then we go meet, Jay Leno, or we go see, we've gone to Tonight Show and met backstage, but a lot of fun for our employees. Then we have a President's Roundtable, where every month we have 10 to 12 members randomly selected from the organization to come in and ask any question they want of me. They always show up because it's a free lunch, and they want to know anything financially, anything about the organization, we answer it. Each month we have our first Fridays meeting where we used to have employee meetings that were like this. I would get up and I'd talk and everybody would be dozing like you all are now. And we decided that wasn't working, we have to do something different. So our human resources came up with what they call D Hall, or On the Couch with D Hall. And I'm D Hall. So every first Friday of the month, we get together, and we have a stage like this and a black backdrop like that. They have this huge sign that they made, On the Couch with D Hall. And we have a couch, and we have a table, and we have a chair. I was blown away the first time I saw it. But we run our meetings much like the Tonight Show or David Letterman. And so we come on stage, and there's a lot of clapping with our D-back swing song, which is the song we play after we win. We've heard it a lot this year, thank goodness. We didn't so much the last few years. And our employees love it. They all show up, and I do a top 10 list, and my monologue is what I want to share with the company. We bring up a guest. Our first guest is usually the Employee of the Month. Bring up another guest who's the outgoing member of the President's Council. We bring a special guest up. Could be the mayor, could be the commissioner of baseball. We've had all those. The governor, could be Mayor Scruggs. It will be one day, right? And so after that, we have a little fun. We have a little entertainment. We used to have every department come up with their own original song, and they would have choreography to it too, and costume, and I'd pick a department out of a hat, and they'd have to do it the next month. Stopped doing that because I realized those people weren't working for a month. They were just getting ready for that song and dance. So we'll play games after that game show. I'll host Family Feud between departments or what have you. And then after that, free lunch. So again, they're there for the free lunch. But nonetheless, everything we do is for the employees. We've been named Best Places to Work 5 years in a row. We're the first sports team to ever be recognized as such. This year we got Most Admired Companies. And what I'm most proud of as we go into, I'll go into fan experience now, but what I'm most proud of is I got a phone call. Debbie was a big part of this as well. Last year, around November, and it was a gentleman who was identified with the United Nations. And he said the United Nations is starting a new award, and it's called the Positive Peace Awards, PEACE. And he said we have different categories. We have business, we have sports, we have entertainment. We're going to narrow it down to some finalists, the top 5. He said, but this huge committee keeps coming back to the Arizona Diamondbacks. And I said, wow, that's very impressive. Thank you. I mean, I'm honored. And he said, do you mind if I spend about a half hour with you and ask you a question? No. So we spent some time together. Then he spent time with Debbie. He called me back about a month later. He said, well, you're not going to believe it. Our committee came down to premier soccer leagues, NFL teams, every sport in the world, every team in the world, and you're a top 5 finalist to be the most positive team in sports in the world. Then right after New Year's, he called and said, congratulations, you're the most powerful or positive team in sports in the world. So we were number one. Unbelievable. So with that, we go to fan experience, which is all about you. And with fan experience, I think about affordability, I think about cleanliness, I think about safety, the popcorn on the ground, which, by the way, there was one Saturday I came in early, and my office, I've got windows floor to ceiling where I can look down on the concourse, and I love that. I can see the flow of traffic, I can see what people are wearing, and Cubs fans, I know there's some of you in here, and when the Cubs come into town, it's crazy. But what I used to see, because it's a big Cub fan market, when I would look down on the concourse, I would see adults wearing Cubs jerseys holding hands with kids wearing Cubs jerseys. Now I look down, fast forward 4 or 5 years later, I see the adults wearing Cubs jerseys holding hands with kids wearing D-backs jerseys, which is great. It's changing. So, but I come in one Saturday, and I'm standing there looking down on the concourse, and it happens. Someone drops popcorn right below me, and in seconds, someone comes over, sweeps it up, and they're gone. I went, it just happened. I run over to my computer. I hit my VP of Stadium Operations on an email, and the Director of Operations. I said, just happened. Someone dropped popcorn. Someone swept it up, and they're gone. I'm waiting for the response, and all of a sudden it comes back. Yeah, we know. We staged it. But at least they're thinking, aren't they? Affordability, we're the most affordable ticket in baseball for the 4th straight year. Our average ticket price is around $13. The average ticket price in Major League Baseball is over $25. We're very proud of that. We have the most affordable beer in baseball, $4 14-ounce beer, most affordable. You got to clap for that. We have kids' food items, $1.50 kids' food items. Every game, hot dog, corn dog, soda, popcorn, milk, every game, $1.50. You go in the team shop now. When I walked in about 5 years ago, you could not find a cap for under $28. That's crazy, especially in this economy. We have T-shirts and caps under $10, part of our family value. We want to make sure you can go there. Oh, by the way, if the $1.50 is still too expensive for you with your kids, you can bring your own food in and your own water because we want you there. And we have season ticket holders that never pay for food. They just come in and bring their own food and water. We're glad we want them there. We don't want to gouge the wallet. So very proud of what we're doing, safety-wise, security-wise, everything. It's a great family experience. So come on out, make sure you do. I love our fans. I love the interaction. We have what we call Find a Way to Say Yes, FOTSI. We created that a few years back. Now every single game day staff employee has a button on their chest that says FOTSI. And you should have seen that room when I had to explain to all of our game day staff. And for the most part, senior citizens who live in Sun City, I love them. They're great. Tough job. They take the bus in, they come see us, they stand outside, 105, 110 degrees, passing out bobbleheads. We ask them to have a smile on their face. We could be losing 7-0. They're big fans. They're supposed to still have a smile on their face and say, hi, your seat's right down there, rather than we stink tonight, so it's tough. And I brought them all in, and I'm telling them, I'm like, this is our chance in 2007. I said, people are coming in to see this team for the first time. We can capture them. They're going to keep coming back. It's up to you. Make their experience great. And by the way, on your way out, you're going to grab this button. It says, FOTSI, find a way to say yes. You're going to find a way to say yes to everything. How's it sound? Any questions? And there's silence, and a hand goes up, another hand goes up. And I said, yes, Bob. And by the way, when you come to our ballpark, you got to, for some reason, everybody that works there is named Bob. And he is. I said, yes, Bob. And Bob said, what do I do about people that want to get autographs before the game behind the dugout? I said, let them do it. That's what we all did. That's part of our experience. That's part of being a fan. He said, yeah, but someone may have that seat. That's okay. Tell the person, hey, sit over here for right now. When the cage gets rolled away after BP, we'll clean up your spot and you can go right back. You said yes. Find a way. Yes, Bob. This Bob says, what do I do if someone wants to sit right here and it's not his seat, during the game? And I said, well, you can say, because it happens all the time. I said, you can say, I know it's a great seat and I want you to sit there, but why don't you come back in the 6th inning and make sure it's not someone else's, then you can sit there. You said no, but you kind of said yes. And one more thing. From now on, when someone hits a home run, I want you to dance, right? And now I was kind of testing them, but not really. I want them to be energetic. And so, then Nancy, who's in a wheelchair, I love Nancy. She's on the suite level. She raised her hand. She said, well, how am I supposed to dance? I said, Nancy, you just raise your hand. Then move your arms. Move your hands. Go high-five your people. And so first couple of weeks was a little awkward. They'd hit a home run. I'd kind of turn around and look, and people would see me and go, ah! But it's fun. Love our employees, our game day staff. We take them out now. We honor them on the field for Employee of the Month as well. I realized they're such big fans they had never met our players. One Sunday, shut down BP, brought them out early. Again, they weren't happy about that, wondering what they were doing. Lined them up all along the warning track, along the wall. They probably thought it was a firing squad. And then we brought out the players and coaches who one by one shook their hands and thanked them for being there and took pictures. And then these people went back and talked to all of our fans saying, oh, Stephen Drew, such a good kid. Chris Young, what a fine young man. It's so important that we communicate with our employees and our fans. And it's, one fan at a time. We will not let an email, a letter, a voicemail go unanswered. We're just not going to do it. I was walking along the concourse one day because I like to go up and once a homestand, once every 2 homestands, shake the hands of our ushers, thank them for treating everybody so well. And I'm up on the upper concourse, and the weather kind of turned. You know how it wasn't a haboob, but it was very close. And it started getting dark, and it's swirling wind, and I'm walking, and hot dog wrappers, and this guy comes up and says, "Mr. Hall." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Shouldn't you close the roof?" I said, "Oh, come on." I said, "In Atlanta, it's probably raining a little bit right now with fans there." I said, "In Pittsburgh, it may be windy. We'll be all right." He said, "Yeah, but in Pittsburgh, if they had a roof, don't you think they'd be smart enough to shut it?" Fans know we closed the roof. And lastly, the way this team is playing, I'm just so proud with performance on the field. Here we are, 5.5 games in first place with only 6 to go. Beating those stinking Giants is fun, knock on wood. I'm so proud of our group. This really has been a bonus year. Kirk Gibson, and he puts together what is, and I'm not exaggerating, the greatest coaching staff in baseball. With Alan Trammell, with Don Baylor, with Charles Nagy, with Matt Williams, with Eric Young, Glenn Sherlock. It doesn't get any more all-star than that. You look at the back of their baseball cards, and you are wowed. And so these players immediately understood the credibility and bought in. We've changed that culture. They grind it out. That's Gibby Ball. He talks about grinding it out for 27 outs. We're never out of a game. Look at all of our come-from-behind wins. Look at our one-run wins. Look at our bullpen. We finally have a bullpen. Whereas last year the culture was, how are we going to lose this game? This year it's, when are we going to win this game? In the 6th inning, in the 7th inning, that bullpen gate would open up last year. We'd all go, "Oh, God, who's coming out?" Gate opens up this year. You go, "Is it David? Is it JJ?" We love it. So this team has been performing above our expectations, but they are fun to watch. Our fans are excited. They are starting to come out this weekend. We have huge crowds. All we have to do is win one game this weekend against the Giants. We get to celebrate on the field in front of them. We then get to go in the clubhouse, celebrate privately, hug one another, and say we did it, and then get focused again to keep advancing in this postseason because you deserve it, and we want to bring it to you. So, viva los D-backs.